Hey YouTube watchers, this is my first video. I wanted to show you all how to make a square knot hemp bracelet with beads. And these are the materials you're going to need. You're going to need a clipboard. You're going to need acrylic nail polish. A measuring tape. Some scissors. And of course, some hemp. And you can purchase this at your local craft store, but some beads. And you have to make sure your beads can actually fit in your hemp. For example, like this. Sometimes if the beads are too small, they'll unravel the tips of the hemp and they just won't work out. So make sure they fit your hemp. Go ahead and measure out your hemp to be 7.5. You can use your measuring tape to be 7.5 feet of length, and you're going to need 2 pieces of this material. So go ahead and measure them out. Once you have them measured out, go ahead and put them in half. This is how I usually do it. I just go like this and just kind of meet in half. Meet or break off. Okay, now that you have it folded in half, like so, all the way down to the end, you want to go ahead and start the beginning of your bracelet. Before I continue, I want to point out that there are more ways than one to do the beginning and the end of your bracelet. You can go to your local craft store and purchase these lobster claws. They're really inexpensive depending on where you go, but what I've been able to do with these is I'll go ahead and I can open up the lobster claw and put it right here. Let me see if I can get my camera to go into focus. There you go. Now sometimes they come with this chain, but sometimes they're just simple lobster claws, and then you would need to purchase one of these smaller little links so that the lobster claw can go ahead and be put in those links. And they're pretty easy to put on, and they stay on pretty well. Now there's also this option. This option, you can go to a hardware store and purchase it. I really don't know what it's called, but with this, you make the circle, and then you'd be able to stick it inside the circle, like so, and clasp it on there. And that's another option. And there's probably more options out there on YouTube to ending and finishing your bracelet, but for today we're going to be doing the one that doesn't require anything other than the hemp that we have. So we're going to go ahead and start off by putting our finger in the middle like so, and wrapping all of this right here around, let me get this, around here like so, and pushing it in that hole right there that we created. Just like this. Okay. Once we have that, we can go ahead and adjust how big we want our hole. I don't want a big hole, so I'm going to go ahead and push this up as far as I can. Like so. And you can readjust it to any way you feel necessary, but this is just how I like it. I just don't like big holes. It looks kind of messy. There it goes. Okay, once you have it like that, you go ahead and you grab your clipboard and you clip it on there. Clip it to the end. Then, okay, once you have it like this, you want to go ahead and separate your pieces of hemp, like I did, like so. You want to have 2 in the middle, 1 on the left, and 1 on the right. Now what you're going to go ahead and do is grab the one on the left, put it on top of the ones in the middle, like so. And you grab this one right here on the right, you go on top of the left one, and underneath the bottom 2, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and pull it up. And it's going to look like this. Just like that. And just keep pulling it up. Pull it all the way to the top. Now once we have that, that's the first one. I'm going to go ahead and do the same to the other side. But first we're going to start off with the right one. The right's going to go in front, like so. And then this left one is going to go underneath the right one, and the middle two. And then we're going to pull it out right through this hoop. And then we're going to go ahead and pull it all the way up, like this. So it's going to look something like this. Now you can readjust it if you don't like how it looks. You can use your finger and just push it up a little. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and repeat the same steps again, but this time on the left side. Left side's going to go ahead and go over. Right side will go on top. And in the middle, just like this. Just like that. Now we do the right side. Okay, now we're going to do the same on the right side. We're going to go ahead and put this on top of the middle ones. Then the left one is going to go, this left one right here, is going to go on top of the right and underneath the bottom two and poke out this way. Just like that. And you want to pull it up. It's going to look like this. The bracelet's starting to look like this. And we're going to make a couple more until we have at least a couple inches. And then we're going to add the beads. Let's go ahead and okay, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to start stringing on my beads. And when I do one more, I want to make sure I finish off doing the right side. Just like that. This gets easier and easier as you start braiding because the string gets shorter and shorter and you don't have to deal with so much string. So you go ahead and you finish off on your right side. And then what you want to do next is lift one of the middle ones. I would recommend the right one in the middle and lift it all the way to the top. That's the one we're going to string all the beads on. Once you have yours looking like this, you're going to want to go ahead and continue making some more square knots, like so. Okay, like here. And I'm only going to be doing 3 square knots because my beads are small, as you can tell. But if your beads are bigger, you can go ahead and do up to 5 to 6 square knots, just depending on the size of your beads. And do that. And do the right side. And string my beads at the end. Now this is where your acrylic nail polish comes in handy, because when you have your ends looking like this, you're going to go ahead and apply a little bit of nail polish at the end. If you don't have any nail polish, you can go ahead and use Elmer's glue. I find that both work really well. Just in this case, I ended up picking out nail polish, but Elmer's glue works just as well. Here's my nail polish. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Now some of you may be wondering why I have one nail that actually is colored, just like this. It's because I tried on these stick-ons for nails, and this is how it ended up looking, but they only gave me one in the sample. So now the rest of my nails don't have any. So that's why I only have this one with nail polish. Okay, once your string has dried, you're going to go ahead and put the cap on this and put it off to the side, because you'll probably be using it a whole lot more as we go on. So we're going to go ahead and string our beads just as I have done, like so. I strung my beads. Now you can string as many beads as you want, but I just decided to string 3. And then I'm going to go ahead and add this part right here to the rest, and I'm going to go and do a square knot as if I didn't pull that out before. Just start on the left side and you push it out. See, now you pull it back up just so. Make sure you keep this up there, just like that. Push it up. Now we're going to do the right side. Go through the hoop, just like that. And then push it. Now what you can go ahead and do is make a couple more square knots, and then afterwards do the same process again and take out one of these strings, put it off to the side, and then add your beads and keep making more square knots and doing that every so often. And then once you're at the end, I'll go ahead and show you how to end it. So I'm going to do a couple more square knots before I put more beads. And I'm going to try to get as much square knots as I did over here in between so that it all portions out. But you don't have to do that. That's just a personal preference of mine. Now, if you ever want to walk away from this project, what you should do is go ahead and make sure you finish on the right side so that when you come back to it, you'll know to start off on the left, making a left loop first. Okay guys, I'm going to share with you all a trick that I use to keep me in track and to make sure all my in between from here to here and from here to the end, it all stays nice and even. Now what I like to do is I like to go ahead and count all the V's. I don't know if you can see. Right here I have a V, so that'd be my first V. This would be my second V, third V, fourth, fifth, and there's even one right there at the starting. Some people like to count it, some people don't. I personally counted that as 6. So I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I go ahead on this side and I make sure I have 6 V's. There's one right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the beginning of a 6th one. So when there's a beginning of a sixth one, I would go ahead and start adding my next set of beads. Like so. I'll go. Now you don't have to do the right side like I did last time. You can go ahead and do the left side, so at least the left side is more even with the right, since last time you used up some of the right side. Now as you can see, I don't really have too much unraveling on this one like I did on the last one. So this one I probably won't be putting any nail polish on it. But if I did start seeing some unraveling, I know I can use my nail polish or Elmer's glue. So I'm going to go ahead and string my beads along. Okay, as you guys can see, I went ahead and strung my beads right there. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing I did before. Put them off to the side. And start working from left to right. Like so. Now I'll go ahead and make another one on my left side, from right here. Just make sure it looks nice and straight. And there you go, you can pull it up. There's one complete set. So far you'll have something that looks like this. It might vary differently because you're different sizes beads. Now what I did is I went ahead and did a pattern, gold and red. You can go ahead and do it any way you like and mix and match. You can even add hanging beads. This wouldn't be considered a bead, but maybe even hanging charms. Like this. You can even hang them right here. There's so much you can put on these, it doesn't have to be beads. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on and see you in a little bit. Here's a good tip for you guys. If you guys ever forget where you left off at, do you see down here where this is going downwards and this is going upwards right here on the left side? A good tip would be that knowing that this is going upwards, we want to make sure that the other side has one that's going upwards. So we're going to go ahead and put this down here. And then knowing that this pokes out right up here, that's going to make our right side stand up by pulling it through. See, and now this one, since this one's standing up and now this one's down, we're going to do the opposite. Now we're going to go and stick it in the other way. Put this one. Sorry YouTubers for not being able to finish off the last step. My camera battery died on me, so I want to go ahead and move on and show you how to finish off your bracelet. As you can see, I have my bracelet as long as I want. And you can try this out and see if it's long enough by going ahead and putting it around your hand, like so, and making sure it measures off where you want it to. Mine does. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the different options you have to finishing it off. There's the option where you can use a bead, such as this. Maybe one smaller that's able to fit 2 strings. This one only fits 1, but maybe able to fit 2 strings. You would go ahead and string it on there in the middle, and then you'd use the 2 outer ones to go ahead and wrap it around like so, and then make a knot. And once you have that bead on there, you can go ahead and use it and to go inside the hoop you originally made in the first step and tie on the bracelet. That's one option. The next option is to go ahead, and if you don't have beads, just go ahead and tie it off at the end. That's what I'm going to be doing. First, you start off with your 2 fingers in the middle, then you wrap over what's left over, and then you stick it in the hoop just like so. Like that. Then once you have it wrapped around, you go ahead and you pull it. And if you don't feel like this knot is big enough because you made a big hoop at the beginning, you can go ahead and redo another one just to make the knot a little bit bigger. But in this case, this one's big enough for me. Some people might not like having this here, like that much of a gap between their square knots and the knot to finish it off. So some people can go ahead and do some more square knots up until the end. I decided not to, just because I didn't want to finish it off. So I went ahead and put my finishing right there. So what you're going to do now is cut off the excess like this. Okay, once you have it like this, you can go ahead and cut off your tail by using the scissors. Now you can go ahead and cut it towards closer to the base, or you can give it more of a tail and cut it towards the towards over here, or even longer if you wanted to. Once you have it cut off, you can go ahead and use the rest or remaining hemp for future projects. If you like my videos, go ahead and click like and subscribe to my page. There'll be more craft videos to follow soon. Till then, see you in the next one. Bye!